It's one of the biggest sporting cauldrons in the world. There's 100,000 people more or less in the crowd, expecting to be cheering India as the champions. What's going through your head as you walk onto the pitch?
Shut them all up, basically. If we hear a silence, that's going to be satisfying.
The sport, there's nothing more satisfying than hearing a big crowd go silent.
The stage is set for one of the biggest sporting events of them all, and Australia has the impossible task of taking the title from a super team that has gone undefeated for the entire group stage. At their home ground, most cricketers would be terrified to lead this team against the men in blue. But Pat Cummins is not like most men in cricket. There's lots of conventional wisdom which doesn't really line up. He just strolled up to the field the day before the match in stylish Ray-Bans and planned out a strategy that would stun the Bharati army.
I just keep every half an hour or so you kind of remember that we just won the World Cup and get excited all over again.
Today we'll be taking a look at how the mastermind behind Australia's World Cup victory, Patrick James Cummins, won a World Cup final against all odds.
For the sixth time and in front of 120,000 people.
In 2021, he was part of the Australia team that won the T20 World Cup, picking up his second international trophy.
Hands on a men's T20 World Cup trophy, and it is richly deserved.
By late 2021, Cummins had established himself as a big name in the cricketing world. By this time, he also created a strong bond with his team. He was still approachable and friendly. This made him pretty well liked around the camp. He also has an incredible ability to keep his calm on the field, carefully calculating each move and reading the game really well. His down-to-earth personality and generally high intellect. So in 2021, he was announced as Test captain, becoming the first fast bowler, full-time captain for Australia in history. He started his journey off with a bank-crushing.
They win this Ashes series 4-0.
As if that wasn't enough, he went on to win the ICC World Test Championship Final 2023. He played this tournament right after his mother passed away from cancer, showing yet again his resilience and commitment to the game. With such a strong performance, it was only natural that after Aaron Finch's retirement, Cummins lead the Australian side to the 2023 World Cup. No one would fault Australian fans for not holding out too much hope prior to the World Cup. Cummins had just been captain for 2 ODI fixtures. On top of that, they had to face an Indian super team on home soil. As everyone had expected, Australia did not start the tournament well, losing both their first games. But this is where Cummins' resolve made him the man for the job. The Kangaroos pushed through like a hurricane, defeating every opponent by totally outclassing them.
History now belongs to Australia.
Such as Maxwell's magical 201. They made it past the group stage, defeated South Africa.
Australia win the semi-final.
Cummins had done a great job thus far as both player and captain. He not only performed his duties as a bowler, but also provided stability in the lower order when Australia needed it, such as against Afghanistan in the group stages. As captain, his field setting was picture perfect, and his bowling selection also made a lot of sense. But Australian fans did not start celebrating yet. In sharp contrast to Australia's shaky campaign, India absolutely dominated all their opponents in each and every match. And again, the final would be in India. However, Pat Cummins remained confident in his team's abilities and gave one of the most iconic press conferences in the history.
Sport, there's nothing more satisfying than hearing a big crowd go silent, and that's the aim for us tomorrow.